work on our lower body strength, we're going to use a pair of hand weights and a resistance band. I'm going to start with a set of squats, simple squats. You want your feet flat on the floor. Hold the weights against your chest, unless you'd prefer not to use any weights today. But this is a move where we sit back as if we were going to sit on a high stool, okay? So your hips go back, feet stay flat on the floor, and as you're starting to stand up, as you're starting to bring your body up, drive your heels down into the floor. You'll feel it kind of make the muscles around your buttocks, it'll make those muscles work. Next, we're going to do a set of lunges. I'm going to hold a weight in each hand, and I'm going to take a big step back with each foot. And then, having stepped back, you want to lower the back knee down towards the ground, okay? This is a big move. If you can, really boldly step back. But the secret of a lunge is to make your back leg do the work. So you're focusing on bringing the rear knee down to the ground and not over bending the front knee, okay? So if you look at my shin on the front leg each time, the shin is upright and I can see the big toe on my front foot. On your next one, look down, see if you can see the big toe, and if you can't, you want to shift your body weight back a little. And then a different squat called a plie squat. So take the feet wide, wider than you did originally for a squat, point the toes out a little, and then again it's a similar move where we try to sit back. You're not letting your knees sink forward, you're bringing your bum and your hips back as if you were again sitting down but with the feet really wide. You'll feel a bit of a stretch on your inner thigh and you'll feel the muscles deep in the buttocks, you'll feel them work. It's a little different to a straight squat. Next, it's the glute bridge, which is a really useful exercise for leg strength, hip and buttock strength, but it also works the connective tissue around the knees, so it's helpful for that too. You want to lie flat on the ground, but particularly tuck your tailbone, your coccyx, tuck it under so that all of the back is flat against the floor. Bring your heels up near your bum, and then without arching the back, so keeping that same position with the tailbone tucked, bring the bum gently off the ground and then lower it. This doesn't need to be a big move. The thing to avoid is arching the back. Just keep the back as straight as you can and lift, then come back down again. Next, we're going to use a chair for a couple of very helpful exercises for lower body strength, and we're going to use a resistance band. We're going to wrap the resistance band around the arch of one foot, making sure it is on the arch of the foot rather than your toes because it can ping off. And then sit back into the chair, bring the working knee right up towards your chest, and then stretch out that leg, straightening the knee. But can you keep your heel, your working heel, keep that up so you're not dropping it down to the floor, you're stretching it out in a straight horizontal line in front of you. This will work your quadriceps, which are the big muscles on the front of the thighs, and they are often weakened during times of illness or having to rest, so it's a useful one if you're getting back on your feet. If that little resistance band isn't giving you enough work to do, you could fold it in half and then hold it much shorter. It will make the legs work much harder though. Now, can you tie a little knot towards the end of your band, but so that it makes a loop a little bit like a stirrup? Okay, so it needs to be a double knot so it's secure towards the end of the band, but with a little bit left over so it doesn't unravel. Once you've mastered the art of making a stirrup from a resistance band, we're going to sit in the chair, we're going to put that loop over one foot and then hold the band really short, hold it against your chair, quite low if you can. So I'm using the leg of my chair to anchor the band, and then keeping the top of the leg, the top of the thigh, keep that flat, and can you curl your working leg, your foot, curl it upwards in a gentle movement that completely straightens the knee. So it might feel a bit creaky on the knee, but this wants to be a full curl if you can. To straighten the knee, you'll feel a little clench on your quadriceps, the muscles on the front of your thigh. Next, we're going to undo our beautiful knotwork, which is a little bit of a faff, but it's worth it to get that leg curl exercise into this routine. And then when the band is back to being flat, we're going to tie it instead around our thighs, so above the knees. You could have it below the knees if you'd prefer, but you need to make sure it's not touching your kneecaps, and you want the band loose enough, slack enough, so that you can very comfortably get your fist between your knees. Don't tie it too tight, otherwise it will make this next move really uncomfortable. And then we're going to sit back into a little half squat. Don't go too low, but then without standing straight, can you take side steps? I'm only doing 2 or 3 in each direction just because of the amount of space I've got, but this is to take a series of steps side to side. Make sure you don't slide your foot. You want it to be a proper step, so you're lifting the foot in between each step to travel, but you should feel this on your outer thighs. You might feel it on the outside of the buttocks as well. Next is a move for the hips and for the outer thighs. Standing on one leg with the knee of the standing leg a little soft, and leaning on a chair if you want to, if it would help for balance. Can you draw the other leg out? Knee is bent, but this is a move along the hip to cock your leg a little like a dog would pee. Okay, so drawing the working knee out and back in. Now drop the band down to be around both ankles, and again leaning on a chair if it would help for balance. This is a hamstring curl, so one foot is anchoring you to the ground and the other one is doing a real sharp kick. This is a little move, trying to bring your heel up, the working heel, trying to bring your heel up towards your bum. Small sharp kick, you should feel it in the back of the leg. Don't let your working knee come forwards. This is all about a backward scoop. Next, can you partially bring one foot out of the band so that the band goes around the arch of one foot and the front of the ankle, the other ankle, and then with that working foot we're going to push the foot back. This is a really good move for the gluteal muscles in your buttocks. So working leg is pushing as far back as you can, straightening the leg. Keep the toe quite low to the ground if you can. This is a big push. It's harder than it looks. And there you go, lower body strength training done in 10 minutes. Well done.